What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Heroclix video. We are in part 3 of the Fantastic Four storyline OP kit review. We are now in the legacy cards portion, which will be the last part. I have 5 legacy cards here that I think, 5 out of the 8 are probably worth looking at or viable. So let's just get started. The first one we have Dr. Doom 095 from the Fantastic Forces set. This is the affectionately known as Hoof Doom, because if you look at his legs there, he's a horse or a centaur or whatever. Anyway, this Doom is 125 points, Minions of Doom, team ability, of course, Armor, Vereran, Mystical, Ruler, Scientist, of course, all great keywords. He's got 9 clicks of life. He can produce a bystander with one of his traits here. Mechanical Mosquitoes, free, generate a mosquito bystander, max 3. And then he has mind controlling microfiber tattoos. When Dr. Doom or a mosquito bystander hits, give each hit opposing character a tattoo token. Dr. Doom modifies his attack by +X when targeting characters with a tattoo token, and modifies his defense by +X when attacked by a character with a tattoo token, where X is the number of characters with tattoo tokens. Okay, it's a lot of tattoo stuff. Alright, let's break this guy down. First of all, he's from a pre-carded set, so of course he's not going to have any special powers, and as such, the stats are going to be very low back then. So, with the mind-controlling microfiber tattoos, he can get his attack boosted, and he can get his defense boosted. Now, a couple things here. If he hits multiple people with, let's say, his first click is Running Shot Pulse Wave within 8 range. Let's say he hits 3 people. They each get a tattoo token, right? Now, when he attacks them the next time, he'll get +3 attack because they'll each have a tattoo token, and he gets +X attack, where X is the number of characters with tattoo tokens. So keep that in mind. If he's able to pulse wave 5-6 people, he'll get +6, but with the rule of 3, he'll get a +3. Now, if they're effects that modify his attack value below, or modify it negatively, then the +6 will come into play, because if he's -3 +6, he'll be +3. So that's solid, right? He'll be hitting, if he hits the first time, or better yet, when a mosquito bystander hits, then he'll just already get a bonus. Same for when he defends against one. If he is able to get 2, 3, 4 tattoo tokens on various characters, when they attack him, he'll get a +2 or +3 or whatever. Because even though only one character is attacking him, he's going to get +X for the total number of tattoo tokens out there. That helps, obviously, with the attack and defense, because you can see he immediately drops to 16, 15, 14, 13, and his attack drops to 9, 8, 7. Another thing, he makes bystander tokens for free. It's just free, generate a mosquito bystander, max 3. But check this out, these things have hypersonic with exploit, with a decent 10 attack. Now, if these things were autonomous, this would be busted, right? But anyway, they can hyper, hit with exploit, and then he can get the token, and then now when he running shots and shoots them, he'll be a 12 attack. So keep that in mind. Also, just the fact that it's a free action, which means he can they can do something, and then he can attack afterwards, makes it much better than him having to power action or have to hit and then make something. He could just do it. Another thing, it says when Dr. Doom or a mosquito bystander hits. So they don't even need to damage. Let's say they roll out of it, through imperv or something like that. As long as he hits, he's going to give them a tattoo token. So at 125 points might be a little high because, he's only 3 clicks of reducers up top, and it's willpower in the middle, which means if he gets to the willpower and he gets hit, he could just die. He does have 9 clicks of health, 125 that's like right on the cusp. If he was probably 100 points, 105, 110, maybe, because it's really going to depend on how many tattoo tokens he can give out, so he can keep that attack and defense up. But the fact that he can make these mosquito bystanders that have hyper exploit, these are going to be key to his success, right? He can make 3 of them, so on turn 1 he can make 1, turn 2 make 1, and then they can just go out there. And then even if on turn 1 he runs out that mosquito and it dies, he can just make another one. There's 0 points. So if you're playing any kind of retaliating type teams, these mosquitoes die, guess what? They're gonna get retaliated. So he does have Pulse Wave with a running shot, Outwit, and Perplex. Outwit, standard for scientists in terms of the damage powers. So he's probably better than the veteran. That's 50 points more, but he is like much worse in my opinion. So let's move on. We have a throwback here, Firelord, number 138 from Infinity Challenge, the first set. It's the veteran. He's 10 clicks. He has Cosmic Energy with the team ability now as his trait. And he has Born of Cosmic Flame. Regeneration is free. Once per game, free. Make an attack using Firelord's printed combat values. 10 clicks of life for 90 points. That's already on rate pretty good. But if you look at that back half from 6 on, it's 11 defense, 10 defense, 9, 8, 1 damage, 8, 7, 7, whatnot. But because he can regen for free, as long as he doesn't die, he does have a chance to just keep healing back up. And keep in mind too that because his defense is so low, characters like Claire Finn or anybody that has like a low attack with support, they're going to love this guy because his defense drops down to 13, 12, 11, 10. And someone like Claire Finn, when she does support as free, she's -2 to her attack. So her attack value will be an 8, but it's free support, which means if you have a 12 defense, 13, 11, 10, easy. And then he can regen back up, so he can just go all the way back up. This guy would be a good candidate for in bronze. You could give him an entity or an equipment that gives a reducer, because he doesn't have any reducers, just barrier and deflection. He has RCE for 6 clicks. He does have a good attack value at the top, right? It's a 13, 12, 11, 10. Even down to 9. And he has RCE on all those, so it'll be a 14 for 4, 13 for 4, 12 for 3, etc., etc. 8 range, Cosmic Energy, so they can't outwit him, and he can roll that willpower. The interesting thing about this piece for that, he has that once per game free make an attack. For those of you who are familiar with the history of Heroclix, back in 2002, this piece and the Experience Firelord, the 81.1, were 2 of the staple pieces in the format. Back in back then there was no Modern Age because there's only 1 set, 2 sets. But during that time, Firelord was the best piece, best attacking piece, and back then you used to be able to make you're able to be given a costed action after you were carried, which means they could carry him up all the way and then he can just attack because he doesn't have running shot. So the Born of Cosmic Flame, the once per game thing, is kind of like a throwback to that because it says free make an attack using Firelord's printed combat values, which means like he can either just move up 12 and attack, or they can carry him and then he shoots. So that's kind of what that is. And also, interestingly enough, the format back then was 200 points, not 300. So piece of trivia there. All right, so Firelord, not too bad. He's got Cosmic, Herald Warrior. Keywords are, you're going to be looking at Cosmic most likely. Maybe Warrior if you want to look at, maybe Jason of Sparta in Bronze, or Spider Viking in Modern, or Bronze. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we have Mole Man, number 26 from the Galactic Guardians set. 40 points, 5 clicks, Infinity Watch Monster Scientist, decent keywords. He has Subterranean Invasion as a trait. Passenger 6, but only to carry characters with the monster keyword regardless of size. Note that it says regardless of size means he can carry characters that are bigger than him. So he can carry Colossals, Giants. So think of Wendigo, Surtur, Carnage, the Big Carnage, Mangog, all that stuff. I don't know if, maybe not Mangog. But he can only carry monsters, and he can carry 6, that's solid. And then he has a attack power Moloid Pile. Mole Man has a range of 6 and 2 targets. Incapacitate. When Mole Man uses it after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to each hit character that was given an action token. Okay. He has Outwit, Phase, and that attack power all the way through. Super Sense's tax values are low. That effect of the Moloid Pile is perfect, right? Because you can do Incap, do penetrating damage to each hit character after when they are given an action token. Problem is, he's a 9 attack, so he's really not going to hit anything of consequence, right? Secondly, his Subterranean Invasion with Passenger 6, he has Phase, but he only moves 8. So there are two things kind of going against him. They did drop him from 47 to 40. That's decent. But when we're used to attack, well, now we're being spoiled with taxis. They're no less than 10 movement. I would even go as far as saying you got to have like a 12 even for what the taxis are now. 11, 12. 10 has to be the absolute minimum, or you got to have sidestep on top of that. And that attack value, being a 9, it's not going to do anything. He does have Outwit, and he still is a taxi. It's just he can't move far enough. Now, I think this is the one piece so far that they've made, as far as we know, that I believe the old original card is better than this guy. Because the old one was 47 points, but that attack power is mind control for your friendly characters, but he gets a +3 attack, so it's a 12. So you're mind controlling your own guy to do stuff. So that might be a little bit better. This guy's just, a taxi for 40 points. I'm sure you could find different types of monsters that can carry, but maybe the thing is he carries 6 and he can carry bigger people. So we'll have to see if that's going to be of value, right? Because carrying, regardless of size, could be a thing. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, moving on to the next one. We have probably the best piece in the set in terms of viability and competitiveness. Was Lockjaw, the Fantastic Forces pre-carded figure, number 3, the veteran. 8 clicks for 30 points. Cannot beat that. It was 38 points before, so they dropped it additional 8 points. Animal, Fantastic Four, and Humans. The main thing here is animals, really what it is, because animals are really big in Modern and Bronze. So now animals add this guy. Now he's got 3 great traits. Mass Teleportation, Passenger 1, Passenger 4, but only to carry characters that share keyword. So on Fantastic Four teams, the swap teams, he's a great taxi. Animals, great taxi, and obviously in Humans. Loyal Companion, Fierce Protector. Friendly adjacent characters that share a keyword can use Mastermind, but only to choose Lockjaw. So for teams that are Animal, Fantastic Four, he has Toughness with 8 clicks that they can Mastermind to him. And because he's a peanut base, he takes up 2 squares, so there are more adjacent squares for him to be next to characters that they'll be able to Mastermind him. And then he won't let go. When Lockjaw attacks, miss targets gain immobile until your next turn. That's just a bonus. You're probably not going to be attacking, but if you do, when you're at your 7 or 6 attack, you miss, guess what? They can't move. They can't do anything. That might be really big if they're trying to do some kind of charge flurry or hyper or something like that. He has Phases Hold Dial, and this is what we're talking about here with, we just talked about Mole Man and Taxi. He has 8 phase. This guy has 14 movement phase, and he's 10 points less. Of course, he carries less people too, but he has Phases Hold Dial, doesn't go below 10, Toughness for 4 clicks. You can Mastermind to him. Cheap, 30 points. You can play multiples if you want to. And another interesting thing to note about this guy was the L portion of the Lamp team back in the day. Another Heroclix history lesson there. Lamp stood for Lockjaw, Armor Piercing, Mastermind, Poison. So anybody that wants to I might do a video on Lamp, the history of stuff like that, but that's basically what it is. We have Lockjaw was the L portion of that, and you would give him a feat that doubled his movement, so he can move like 28 squares or something like that. Anyway, this will be a staple, I think, as a taxi for Animal and Fantastic Four teams. And you know, I'm pretty sure you could probably put him on an Avengers team if you want to, because Steve Rogers can make him an Avenger and he can be their taxi and they can mastermind to him. All right, and the last one, which is, this guy could be a video unto himself because he's just so much text, so much things to talk about. We're talking about Thanos, number 141 from Infinity Challenge, the unique. This is the big baddie that everybody's looking for. This piece is really highly sought after. All right, he's 175 points, down 10 points from his original. He has cosmic energy now. 11 clicks of life, which is so far the deepest dial that we have. 10 range, 2 bolts. Keywords: Black Order, Cosmic Deity, Eternal. Infinity Watch means minions of Thanos, Ruler, Warrior. All right, he's got, you know, Cosmic Warrior, Ruler. Great. Okay, he has Behold the Ultimate Power in the Universe. And this is the Infinity Gauntlet he has. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 and choose a number of Infinity Gems. Gem effects equal to half the result from the list below. Thanos can use the chosen effect until your next turn. So you roll d6, you roll, let's say, a 3, then you get, so half of that would be 2. So you could pick 2 of these. You roll a 5 or 6, you could pick 3. 1 or 2, you pick 1. Okay, power: Close Combat Expert, Range Combat Expert. Time: Probability Control, Super Senses. Reality: Barrier, Smoke. Thanos may use both as free, but only to generate 1 marker. Soul: Steal Energy, but with close and range attacks. Regeneration is free. Mind: Improved targeting, hindering elevated blocking characters, and shoots adjacent. Mind Control is free. Space: Phasing Teleport. Phase Teleport is free, but only to move up to 6 squares. And then he has I Am a God. Thanos can use Cosmic Energy Team ability, which we already know. And then Thanos can reduce penetrating damage. Okay, that's huge, because he won't be able to get Sky Tyranted. Now, he almost all of these are top notch. Probably the least you'll use will be the Reality. It's Barrier, Smoke. Thanos may use both as free. I feel like the only time you would use that is if you rolled a 5 or 6 and you need to get those free something, or maybe you're defending yourself. But you know, power with Close Combat, Range Combat Expert. With, if you look at his stats, it's a 13 for 3, so he'll be a 14 for 4, or 15 for 4, or 16 for 5 on click 3, 15 for 4. His attack, he's basically not going to miss. His attacks are so high, and he has time as well. So if you roll a 3 or 4, he can pick power and time if you're going to go offense. He has probability control, super senses, so he has reducers and super senses. And then with Soul, Steal Energy with close and range, regen is free. So if he does get hit all the way down, he can regen is free and then Steal Energy. And then so you're healing a bunch of times, right? And then he has mind, improved targeting, hindering elevated blocking here. So basically ignores everything on the map. And note that it's improved targeting, blocking, not breaks blocking. So you could just shoot without having to break. And mind control is free. The fact that it's just free means you could just shoot from 10 away mind control. So you can move and then shoot. Space, Phasing Teleport, phase is free, so you can just move for free. There's so many options with this guy. You can, you know, let's say you rolled a 5 or 6 and you pick space and mind. He can phase for free. Mind control is free. And then if your third one you want to use power, he can then attack. All by, you know, basically not doing anything that much. He can escape and heal if you want to pick space and soul. He can be defensive. He can be off. This guy basically has it all. What's cool to note about this guy, because he only has defensive powers, he can still be equipped with, let's say, exospecs, because exospecs gives him an attack or movement power. And really, other than mind control, there really isn't something that he, you know, it's gonna interfere with that. And if you really want to, you can just use the mind to do the free mind control and then use the exospecs to get running shot or something like that. You can get pen blast, you can get pulse wave. energy explosion, whatever. In bronze, oh my gosh, this guy could be insane because the tent poles are better in bronze. He could be given relics on top of this, on top of equipment. This guy will be a lot of fun to play. I don't know how competitive he'll be. I think he'll still be good. Maybe it might be tough to kill because, you know, he can reduce penetrating damage and he does have cosmic energy, which prevents outwit unless you have Secret 6. He can do all kinds of things. I think this guy is definitely on the cusp of being viable and competitive in modern and bronze, for sure in bronze, because there's more things to support him with. And we just got to see if this guy could be kind of like a point denial, because he has such a deep dial and he can just regen for free, steal, move away for free, barrier up, whatever. So Thanos is the guy that I think a lot of people are going to try to build. So I would love to see everybody's lists for Thanos for both modern and bronze. That brings us to the end of the review. I know there's only 5 there, but I think these are the 5 that are worth looking at. It was a little bit long, but there's a lot to talk about. Definitely would like to do a follow-up video on a Thanos and people talk about Thanos, because I think you could do all kinds of things with this guy. So can't wait to see everybody's lists and thoughts. So let me know if I missed anything here. If maybe you think the other 3 pieces, the legacy cards, should be on here too. I don't think so, but you know, that's why we talk about it. All right, well, that's what I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back for more. That's it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, and see you next time.